This is the 2024 Honda Accord and the 2024 Honda CR-V, and in today's Vehicle Visionary video, I'm going to give you the information to make a decision on which model is best for you, because I know a lot of you have said you would like to see this comparison. You're trying to figure out which one of these models is best for you. And let's talk about base price for these models when you go with the base trim levels. With the Accord, we're looking at $27,895. If you go with the entry-level version, your base pricing will be on the CR-V $29,500. And let's see what the differences and similarities are between these two models. Check out the links down in the description of the video if maybe you're interested in buying one or maybe both of these. Who knows? Somebody could come in and do that. If you come into Holmes Honda, tell whoever you talk to that Tom from Vehicle Visionary sent you their way. As far as exterior looks go, well, there's not a lot of similarities between the two. The ride quality for both is good. The handling characteristics are good on both, but obviously you're going to have a little bit better handling characteristics on the Accord. One difference you'll find here is that the Accord only comes in front-wheel drive. You can option for all-wheel drive with the CR-V. So if you want all-wheel drive, well, the CR-V is your only choice in that respect. What about ride quality between the two? I give the better ride quality to the CR-V, but both have good, comfortable ride quality as far as going down the road goes. And a difference, I know we don't have identical trim levels here, but just to show you some of the features that are available on each model, depending on what you want and what trim level you want. With the Accord, we're going to have power adjustable side view mirrors. You will have manually folding mirrors as well on both models. In fact, that makes it easier for me to hop inside here and show you that you have blind spot monitoring with your heated side view mirrors here on the CR-V. You also have the turn signal indicator built in. And now you won't find any of those things here with the LX trim of the Accord, but depending on where your price situation is, maybe you're just wanting to save some money, well, that's going to be a good option for you to know what's available and what's not available. A good clean look on the rear of both models. Nothing major going on back here, but they definitely do have a nice clean look to them. And one other thing that might be of interest to a lot of you, I'll open the doors and show you, is the good news is that you do have the option for something other than a black interior. Because I know some of you would rather have a lighter interior. In this case, we have a gray interior. Very nice looking, that's for sure. Under the hood of each model is the 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. If you're that person that says, Tom, I really am not interested in having a turbocharged engine, whether I get the Accord or the CR-V, what are my options? You'll have to go hybrid, because that's the only place where you'll find a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. So let's talk about the numbers on each model. Here with the Accord, 192 horsepower and 192 pounds-feet of torque. And we'll take a look over here at the CR-V with the 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder as well. 190 horsepower and 179 pounds-feet of torque. Now don't shoot the messenger. I know a lot of people are not fans of the CVT style of transmission, but that is what both of these models come with. And how about gas mileage? Here on the Accord LX, 29 city, 37 highway, 32 combined, and 3.1 gallons of gas for every 100 miles driven. Very respectable numbers for not being a hybrid model. This Accord, if you go non-hybrid, is going to have a 14.8 gallon gas tank. And we'll make our way over here to the CR-V and take a look at what its MPGs are. We're going to have 27 city, 32 highway, 29 combined, and 3.4 gallons of gas for every 100 miles driven. And in this particular case, we have a 14-gallon gas tank. Now, let's see if I can shimmy my way through here. There we go, I fit. Better not gain any more weight or I might not be able to fit through there. I guess it depends on if the weight's in my gut or not, right? But I made it through. One more thing that is different about these two. Kind of surprised we haven't seen this on more newer Honda models that have been designed in the last couple of years. Here on the Accord, you're going to have the manual prop rod that you'll have to put in place to keep the hood up. On the CR-V, you have the hood struts that take care of that for you. And the reason I show that is I actually have had somebody in a previous video where they said they would much rather have the vehicle that has the hood struts as opposed to the prop rod. Now, if you're making a decision or trying to make a decision between whether you go hybrid with either the Accord or the CR-V, or maybe do not go hybrid, one thing that might be a good thing to consider is the fact that both of these non-hybrid models come with spare tires. The hybrids do not. You can get a spare tire kit, but it's nice to just go ahead and have that there. I think that's a good thing instead of having to go ahead and add that yourself. Now, whether you go hybrid or not with the Honda Accord, you're going to find the same cargo capacity. Pull on this release to lower the rear seat back down. We have all one piece. It's not a 60-40 split, so it's all in one movement. There we go. That's going to come down. So there's what you have as far as that is concerned. Now, with the CR-V, you will have some differences. If you go hybrid, you're looking at 39.3 to 76.5 cubic feet. You go non-hybrid, such as what we have here, you have 36.6 to 39.3 to 76.5 cubic feet. That all has to do, let's get this out of the way. See this area right here? You can actually change the height of the floor. So the floor can actually sit up here or down here. So there are benefits to that. Now, one thing that is a little different is that when it comes to lowering these seats, they have several different settings built into them. So you pretty much have to find the place where it will go all the way down. It kind of clicks forward. I'm sure you do that enough times, you can do that in one fluid movement, but just something to know about. Obviously, you're going to have more cargo space here with the CR-V. Here in the rear seating area with the Accord, you have space with the armrest, but with this area in the front being angled, well, that does kind of make a little bit of a difference in how the armrest works as far as the way your arm would fit on there, or your rear seat passengers. Having that straight out would actually be, being flat would probably help, but that's just the way it's designed. Probably not that big of a deal. You do have the door bins right there and the rear seat pocket. Only here on the passenger side. No air conditioning vents and no connectivity here in the rear seating area, but you will find the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. And for you parents out there that still have kids in the child safety seats, here is how you're going to gain access to the latch system. Not too difficult, pretty easy to deal with. You just put this little flap down and there you go. You will also find that this model does not have a sunroof. And here in the interior of the CR-V, remember what I talked about with the Accord where having this flat armrest makes a difference? Well, it really does, because the front portion of the arm of the passenger is not like this, or their hand. So I think that helps. Just my opinion on the matter. You will find the door bin here a little bit larger, but you have a little bit more vehicle to work with larger doors. The same thing with rear seat pockets, just one there on the passenger seat. However, what will be different here is that in the CR-V EX, you're going to find air conditioning vents and a couple of USB options. And also, the latch system is just exposed, a little bit easier to deal with. We'll also find that these seats recline. As you can see, there are several different settings where your rear seat passengers can set that up. You'll also find the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. One thing that's interesting here is the fact that in the Accord, you can't recline the seats, but they do have some recline built into them already, so there's a little bit of that there. And this model does have a sunroof, in case anybody was interested. Now, as of right now, you can't get a panoramic sunroof for the CR-V or the Accord regardless of trim level. Is that something you want to see Honda change at some point in the future? And here in the interior of the Accord, well, everything you likely expect to find here on the driver's side door, as far as your controls for your side view mirrors and windows and all that good stuff. You do have the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. You can adjust that right here. Here are your steering wheel mounted controls. Now, you do have a very nice looking instrument cluster or driver's display. When you turn the headlights on, you can see the illumination in front of the Accord right there that has its likeness on your screen. You won't see that in the CR-V. You just get a little indicator that lets you know that the lights are on. And when you put your foot on the brake lights come on, and then when you put it into drive, it gets down into place. I like to call that the ready, set, go position. Steering wheel mounted controls, everything you expect to see here. Now in this case, we're going to have the 7-inch touchscreen. So those of you who want something that's maybe a little bit more on the minimalistic side, well, this is a good place to go. It's not that it doesn't have great technology, and by the way, that flickering effect you see there, I'm sorry about that. That has to do with my camera. That's not actually happening. So just in case you were wondering about that. The only thing here is that it's not going to be wireless as far as connecting your phone. You will have to use a USB cable to do that. Let's go into reverse and take a look at the multi-view rear view camera. There that is. You can see what's there. You have single zone climate control in this particular case, but you will find some USB connectivity up here. A conventional style shifter. You've got Econ mode right here, and you can turn the auto stop start feature off right there. Power parking brake and brake hold mode. So a few things going on there that are helpful. And then inside of the center console, quite a bit of space. And the good news is that there is a 12-volt power outlet. So you could actually have an adapter that has USB options on it. Run that back to your rear seat passengers, and that problem is solved. Also, the center console doubles, the lid doubles as an armrest. Could it be a little bit higher? Well, maybe so. That might help out a little bit, but it depends on where the seats are positioned, which, by the way, on this particular trim level, you have manually adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger. They are not heated or ventilated, but let's consider price point on these models, because obviously that has a lot to do with it. And speaking of price, $29,445 is the price on this Accord. And now we're here in the interior of the CR-V EX. You can see what's here on the driver's side door. No surprises there. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopically adjustable. Here's what your instrument cluster looks like. You can go through a lot of information the same way on the Accord. You can go through all of this just using your scroll wheel right there. But remember what I said earlier about knowing that your lights are on and the differences between the two models? Well, there's your indicator right there. You don't actually have the likeness of your CR-V on the screen the way you do in the Accord. I think that's kind of a neat little effect or added addition compared to what we have here with the CR-V. Most people probably not too worried about that, but it is something to mention. Steering wheel mounted controls, and once again we have that same 9-inch screen. You can see it looks the same. It's flickering the same because I'm using the same camera, so we're still getting that same flickering effect. Your multi-view rear view camera is here, and you will also find dual zone climate control. In this particular case, also your USB options and a 12-volt power outlet. Here's your conventional style shifter, and then when you go for your driving modes right here, that's going to show up on the instrument cluster. So we're going to start with Econ. Normal is right there. Econ and Snow. Now you might say Sport is missing. Why is that? Well, it's not actually missing. You just go into Sport down here with the shifter. So there's Drive, and we pull that back one more time to S. That's going to be Sport mode. So you can see some of the differences where these things are concerned. And here within the center console, again, plentiful space. Just like we had with the Accord. The center console does sit a little bit higher in this particular case, but I think it will definitely do the job. It's not super high, but yeah, depending on where the seats are positioned, it will determine how that works. Now, we do have a manually adjustable passenger seat. It is heated, just as is the driver's. The driver's seat here is power adjustable. And how about sticker price for this particular model of the CR-V? $35,315. So tell me down in the comments section, is the Accord or the CR-V better for you? I know one has to be a better fit, but I'm always curious to know what everybody has to say. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me these two models for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps out a lot. If you haven't subscribed to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel just yet, please consider doing so. That way you don't miss any future videos. Tell me what comparisons you would like to see me do with other models of vehicles. I'll try and get those done as soon as I can for you. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.